show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Welcome back to the toast and happy hump day. Don't forget to hump someone you love. Speaking of somebody I love and somebody who is like seriously always humping me, I have to like literally call the police to get her off of me. It's Jackie O.
And speaking of the most truthful person I know.
That's me.
Never tell a lie. It's Kojers Wojers in a jean jacket. Tell us about this, Kojers.
You know, this thing that you do where you like just acknowledge what I'm wearing, you have to stop. We have limited options.
That I do where I see you.
Yeah, like just don't address my clothing. Like the options are so beyond limited these days. Like for you to even like talk about what I'm wearing is hurtful. Okay, so just fuck off. Okay.
Okay. Even though jean jacket is a classic, an all-American look.
I didn't think it was like even like so crazy, but whatever. I didn't think it was so crazy that day I wore a vest.
You didn't think it was worth mentioning. Well, I'm just always seeing you, and when you have it something different, like you're wearing a pad, like I just can
I'm wearing
tell.
a pad today too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, you can always see me. So why don't you just close your eyes?
Okay.
And
I'll
enjoy.
Close my eyes. But you've been wearing a pad every day since the great pad experiment of 2025.
I wouldn't say every day, but I would say a lot of days.
Okay, so like it's a success.
Yes, it's an improvement. Now, I wanted to apologize for briefly ending yesterday's episode. You know how it genuinely pains me to let down the DTQ.
Same.
Like, I would cut any segment before I cut Dear Toasters. Like, I take it really seriously. So you just know I had to have been in like a bad spot, and I really was. And I was not going to share, you know, but the story has a happy ending, so I will share. I've had a really rough couple of days, like seriously, so physically unwell. It's just really crazy, the expectation that like pregnant women are supposed to like survive on no sleep. I've never experienced, sleep has always been a priority for me. I've never experienced a life with like weeks of no sleep. It's crazy. And it messes with you physically, emotionally, mentally. And I really was like having a bad couple of days, and I'm like, there's no way the rest of pregnancy is gonna be like this. Like, I'm not fucking okay. And I had an acupuncture appointment.
Okay.
Literally, I had an acupuncture appointment. I'm like, not this bullshit. Like, I was about to cancel. I'm like, I'm not going all the way uptown. I was so tired. And I was like on the verge of tears. Just everything was like making me want to cry. And I went, and I was so annoyed when I left, because when I got out of the session, I realized she didn't put any needles in my pinky toes, which is the pressure point. I'm going to acupuncture to flip my baby, okay? So I went all the way uptown to flip the baby, and she didn't put any pressure points. I'm like, oh wait, do we not do that every week? She was like, we do, but you were telling me, she asked me how I was feeling before, and I just like, I almost started crying. Like, I unloaded. She was like, so I thought we would tackle that. And I have 2 appointments every week, so the other appointment can be for flipping baby. When I tell you I left with tears in my eyes, I was so mad. I'm like, I did not just waste $200 and so much of my time to not even flip this fucking baby. And I told her that like I can't sleep, my legs are killing me, I'm up all night, I pee every 2 hours, I wake up drenched in my own sweat. So whatever, I get home, Ben made me feel better, he made me dinner. I had a little, I can't say because I had a little chametz. Like, that was the other thing. I haven't eaten a proper like.
You didn't have sausage and peppers?
No, Ben made sausage and peppers for herself. I haven't had like a nutritious meal, so I'm feeling weak, like everything. And I was just like, fuck it, I needed a fucking meal, okay?
What'd you have?
So I didn't have bread, and that's like, I'm not having bread.
Agreed, I'm not having bread.
But I had egg noodles because I wanted cottage cheese. Like, I thought that would be good protein for me.
That is
like,
good. That's fair.
I'm sorry, I needed it, and I actually felt a lot better afterwards. Like, and it's made of eggs, so like it's not. Yeah,
pass.
I thought it was like a good little
loophole.
Yeah. So you know, Ben helped me. We got new pillows. I went to bed, and I woke up. I'm actually healed from every single ailment that once befalled me. I was in shock. I woke up to pee. Usually I fall asleep at 9:30. I wake up to pee at 11:30. I fell asleep at 9:30. I woke up to pee at 4:30. I'm like, oh my God, did I die? What happened? And then I usually can't fall back asleep, and I'm like up at 5. Went back to sleep until 8. And as I'm waking up, I'm realizing I didn't choke on my own vomit, which I've been doing all the time. My legs weren't aching and cramping. And this is the first morning probably in the last 8 months that I haven't woken up drenched in my own sweat. And I was like, there's no way. Because I'm doing acupuncture, but I'm obviously like, I have a healthy, you know, amount of skepticism about it. I actually believe in it, but like, I think people who like have cancer and go for acupuncture, like that's crazy. Like, I think, yeah, there are certain things, but I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. call me a believer. Like first of all, I don't have any heartburn right now. I feel amazing. I can't get over it. Like,
wow.
No, Jackie, it's the craziest thing.
I'm so happy for you. And the magic of the East has been so...
The magic of the East.
It's been so happy.
So when I woke up, he was like, I'm so glad you slept. What do you think it was? He like thinks that because he makes me take magnesium before bed, like that it helps. I'm like, I take it every night and I have shitty sleep every night. So just because it was tonight doesn't mean anything. He was like, it was the magnesium. I'm like, no. And then I'm like, wait, acid reflux. She did a pressure point for acid reflux, for my temperature running hot, for my leg cramps, like, and sleep. All the things. And I was like, Ben, I think it was the acupuncture. To hear me say that, like, he's never loved me more. You know, he always wants me to believe in like the magic of Western. So kind of big announcement today. I'm transitioning. You know, I've kind of had an obsession with becoming Latina over the last year or two. I am leaving that part of myself behind. And I am fully diving into Chinese culture, Chinese medicine, Chinese traditions, because the way this has like actually saved my life. If I was still going, I wouldn't have been able to come to work today.
I understand. Well, I'm so happy for the job and for the show that you're here. But you don't think you don't think that you slept like just having so much peace of mind knowing that today spritz would be available everywhere? You don't think that's what it was?
No, honestly, if I'm being honest, I probably had a little bit more worry. You know, this big launch day weighing on me, our commercial hitting the streets. Like I had even more concern and more stress, and I had an even better night's sleep. So what does that say about the power of acupuncture?
Yeah, it's very, very powerful. But I do think we can sleep well knowing now that spritz is available everywhere, which is our big announcement of the day. Our commercial dropped this morning. We were talking about our big commercial, and I feel like it lives up to the hype, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's giving Mary-Kate and Ashley. Mm-hmm. It's giving Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's giving accessibility for spritz because now it is available in Target nationwide.
Right. So go Puff and Target. You can get spritz literally in your state, like holla. And then also, of course, our regular retailers. We're in Whole Foods. We're in H-E-B. And actually, like something nobody's even talking about is you also in the select markets can get same-day delivery on spritz.
That's major key.
Thanks to the magic of GoPuff.
So check that out. Get a spritz. Let's all celebrate. Claudia slept.
It's
a cause to celebrate.
It is. And if you support women, you'll have a spritz.
Definitely, because it's a female-founded business.
And I just want to speak to, I need to get on my high horse for one more second, and then I promise we'll talk about something else. I want to speak to the woman out there who is pregnant and being like, who feels like she's 39 weeks and 6 days pregnant. Like there's no way she could go on one more day like this. But you're not, like you still have like a couple of weeks left. Book an acupuncture appointment. $200. I would have paid $2,000. It is worth. Have your friends. Everybody wants to get you a gift. Tell everybody Venmo you $50. Okay, like
go to acupuncture.
No, it's expensive. Like go. It is life-changing.
But do you think and by the way, I've been seeing a lot of acupuncture propaganda in a positive way. Like, you know, it's positive. And I'm a believer and I want to try it. But do you think there are acupuncturist practitioners who are quacks and like they don't know what they're doing? They're just like sticking needles in you?
Yes. And so that's why I feel like for this particular thing, like sometimes it's okay to cheap out and like go to like a massage parlor that's a hole in the wall because a rub is a rub, you know?
Yeah.
But this is needles. Yes. I like, my place is fancy. It's actually like a doctor's office.
Yeah. I think you got to go fancy.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like it's expensive, but
especially
it is worth it.
Especially if you're pregnant.
Exactly. Like dirty needles. No, thank you.
No. That's for the layman.
Even though like one of the pressure points was like, where you slit your wrists, like literally right there. It felt like I did not like it. I'm like, what is this?
Well,
I'm not complaining anymore.
No.
I'm not complaining.
I'm really happy for you.
I'm happy for me too. I also then had the, energy to watch The Valley, watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Part 3. We have a big chunky TV recap.
We do.
Which I'm excited about. I watched The Valley. As you guys know, I've never seen the first season, but Bravo put together this like 25-minute recap of season 1 on their YouTube, which I watched and I felt like I like knew everything. And I called Jackie to like chat about it, and she was like talking about people. I'm like, wait, who's that? They literally weren't in the recap.
No, Janet wasn't in the recap.
Barely.
Zach wasn't in the recap.
Barely, but I know them. Like I know their faces from social media and just like being a Bravo fan. That couple whose daughter is on Young Sheldon,
Naya and Danny.
They were not in the recap once.
That's insane. So your recap stunk because then I had to recap it for you. And I'm really excited to recap the Valley to see what you think about people. And I'll let you know if you're right or wrong based on season 1.
Did you see Kristen Doty wearing a good guy's hat?
Last season, you mean a year ago when I watched?
Oh, was that a flashback?
She was wearing it this season?
Yeah. In the first episode, she's sitting at someone's counter wearing a black hat
I missed
with the
it.
Good Guys logo.
I missed it. I'm just so used to it. They're so ubiquitous.
Yeah. I was actually shocked. I was like, ah! And Ben was like, what's wrong? I was like, look. It was really jarring. She's so ride or die.
That is really funny.
One of the great fun facts about Hollywood is like Kristen Doty and Josh Peck are like such good friends, and they have been for years.
I wouldn't put the two together.
Never.
Well, we'll get to the TV recap during the TV recap. Other than that, we have stories for you. We have a lot to talk about today, actually. Time 100, most influential.
We do. I also have an admission. I did admit this to you privately, and I appreciate you. Like, you didn't even bring it up on the show to try and like embarrass me. But you could have. Like, I need to say what I've been doing.
What?
Even as of this morning, as recently as this morning, I have been getting ready, listening to Sam Hunt.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to add it to the list, if I may.
Yeah.
And I also will add pads while I'm here.
Yeah, sure, and the pads. As you guys know, I have like long stood against Sam Hunt and everything he stands for. Like, I could acknowledge that there was a time and place where he was making really good music and was well on his way to being the next Morgan Wallen. And I bet he looks at Morgan Wallen and wants to vomit because like that literally should have been him. But with his, grotesque personal life choices, I just couldn't get behind him. And for some reason, like, really started to hate him, like more than I needed to.
More than the usual DUI.
Yeah, he became the face for me of the DUI movement.
Like everyone else you've forgiven, it doesn't color how you speak about them now, except for Sam Hunt, like, because you just wanted to hate him for other reasons, DUI or no DUI.
1,000%. And I think a lot of it had to do with the way he like talks things. That also makes him easy to hate. And Jackie was recently talking about the song 2016 and how like it makes her cry. So I was like, sure, I'll put it on. And then I ended up like listening to Sam Hunt for an hour. Old music, and I forget how much I used to listen. Like, I knew the whole Montalvo album, you know?
Montevello, we were all there.
Whatever it's called. And then the new music, like, okay, Sam Hunt, I see you. You've got a cold heart and the cold hard truth. Like, let me tell you, I am woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. I know everybody thinks like I'm not like lively, like she'll never admit it. Like, no, I can admit when I'm wrong. It will take me years.
But I'm a patient person.
And I'm here. And Jackie didn't even bring it up because I told her this like a couple of days ago and she was shocked.
I was just going to let it be your private guilty pleasure.
My big secret.
I didn't need to air it out. I'm just like happy, more than me wanting to be right. Like, I just want you to listen to Sam Hunt because I think you would enjoy it.
And you do know me extremely well because I did enjoy it.
I'm so happy. Did you listen to his new song, Liberty?
I don't know. I didn't like look at the names.
You would have, if you heard it, like you would have skipped it because the beginning is like kind of slow and he is talking. But then when you get into the rest of the song, it's so good. I have to shout out Shannon because she posted about it, and I would have skipped over it because of the beginning. But I was like, okay, no, Shannon said it's really good, so like let me give it a minute, and it's so good. It's new from like weeks
another
ago.
Piece of work that I have been diving into. I don't know why I've like had a lot of time to like maybe during like exercises and stuff.
Wait, by the way, did you know that Spotify was down this morning? And I was trying to listen to Spotify in my bathroom, and it was being like it wasn't connecting. And I thought it was because I was on Bluetooth in my living room, and then my phone was being slow. And I was like, maybe Spotify's down. I was like, okay, your phone's broken. Like, Spotify's not down. Then I'm going for stories, Daily Mail.
Wait, why is that so crazy? You said it's so crazy.
No, because like,
wait, by the way,
I just like
Spotify
felt like
was
I had
down.
the thought that Spotify was down because mine wasn't working. And I'm like, no, your Wi-Fi is out.
It's hard not to like make everything about yourself.
It turns out like it was for the whole world. Spotify was down. I had to listen to Apple Music Radio.
I listened today on Spotify completely fine.
What time?
No. When I was getting ready, probably 8:30, 9:30.
It was working then. That's when I was listening in the living room. But starting at 9:30, it stopped working.
Got it. I was unaffected by the Spotify outage.
Could affect the podcast today. Just
of
want
course.
to let you guys know.
Shit.
Yeah, now you care.
Of course. Now I'm personally affected.
Yeah. And I was
another piece of musical
to Apple Music Radio, Claudia.
Damn, why don't you just like download Pandora while you're at it?
Sit with that, okay?
Well, what I have been
I've
sitting
been
with
through stuff.
And I know everybody like was mad at me for sleeping on it, and I once again am here to admit that I was wrong. I totally slept on what's the album called? Deeper Well?
Casey.
Yeah, what's the album called? I think it's called Deeper Well. I knew Deeper Well and I knew The Architect, and that's pretty much it. But I listened to the whole thing front and back at acupuncture yesterday, and let me tell you, it's delicious. Now I know everybody knows that. I just want to say, I never said it was bad. I never like spent time with it, so it took me a while to sit on it. Spotify's down.
I would tell you what the album's called, but Spotify is down.
Oh my, they need to get it together before we have to upload our episode. Like, actually not cool. They hate to see women in media succeeding.
I didn't realize that you had slept on that album.
Yes, like almost completely. Except for the hits, The Architect.
It's called Deeper Well.
It's called Deeper Well.
I would tell you my favorite songs from the album, but Spotify's down.
I guess we'll never know.
We will, unless we happen to come back to this conversation one day. Maybe like in a year. I feel like we actually have the same conversations like every year on the day. You know?
No. I feel like we're uniquely creative and original.
Well, yeah, of course, there's always something fresh, but like I do think, like how you sometimes look at your time hop and you happen to be wearing the same outfit you wore a year ago today.
Yeah, very cosmic energy.
Yeah, like there's just something about the season that has us talking about like Casey Musgrave. It just is. And also she tweeted something, and so she's in the news, like just saying.
Is she in a story today?
I think I had 6. I was whittling down to 5. She might not make the cut.
That's okay. I don't know about her tweet.
We'll see. I'll decide during the ads, so it'll be really kind of like a suspenseful...
A game time decision.
A suspenseful experience for you guys.
Ooh.
Will we talk about Casey or will we not? Stay tuned.
Will they, won't they?
Stay tuned for that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Spotify's down. Turdy's up.
I guess you'll be listening on Apple Podcasts or YouTube today.
You know what? If you are a listener, an audio listener who is being affected... I mean, you probably aren't hearing this because you can't get the episode, but if you are, like, let me encourage you to move over to YouTube just for today. I really think you're going to like it. We put so much effort into our video. I'm wearing a jean jacket. Like, you have to see.
Well, like, my husband brought up a box of spritz this morning to celebrate the launch. Like, you wouldn't even see that. I'm sitting next to a party box of pink lemonade that matches my sweater, my shoes, and my iPad and my frames.
And your studio, yeah.
You wouldn't know that.
You miss out on like fun facial expressions. We have a really good time over at YouTube. So I know it's not for everyone. Like if you're on a train, you're not going to be, you should stay alert. You know, look,
like,
keep.
On a train, I feel like you could. Depends what
No,
kind,
on
not,
a train?
Not
it depends where you live.
Not a subway, but like Amtrak.
Yeah, it depends which train. But like, you know, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You're walking to work. You can't be like, you know.
If you're walking, no.
So don't endanger yourselves, but maybe let this be the push that you need to watch on YouTube. And of course, subscribe while you're there. And some of you bitches who watch every day, like, feel free to subscribe.
Feel free to subscribe, but like, it actually makes no difference where you choose to consume us as long as you do. Like, seriously.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought this up. We need to make an announcement. There are rumors swirling about us.
Give it to me, coach.
That we have raised our Patreon price.
Oh my God.
And I totally forgot to announce this. I totally forgot to announce this on the toast. Like, so our Patreon has always been $7.99, $7.99, always, 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 always. And as of last month, if you subscribe to Patreon via an Apple product, like an iPhone, on the Patreon app, Apple has now begun to charge you like a 30% fee. So it's like $11.99 now. So people think we have raised our prices. We have not. We are not making more money. What you can do is go on your computer, go to patreon.com. If you're not on a phone, if you're just on your, Safari, on a computer, any type of computer, it's unaffected. But if you're on your phone, the app will fucking charge you now $11.99.
30% of in-app purchases.
That's why also if you're ever buying a Cameo, a life hack is to go on the Cameo website. It's 30% less than if you buy it in the app. Apple charges.
So even though it's $11.99, we're not making any more money from that. So you can if you want to pay in the app, go ahead. It makes no difference to us except you're spending more money. Head over to patreon.com/thetoast on your desktop monitor.
I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to make that announcement because if I'm raising prices, I'm raising prices. And I'm not.
No,
I haven't.
This is not my price raise.
This is not my price raise.
Yeah. So
Tim fucking Cook.
Life hack. Head over to the website.
Great. Open your computer.
Yeah. And then also you can connect it to your RSS feed so it'll be in your podcast app.
And you never have to start drama.
Pay the piper.
Oh my God. I'm so glad I just remembered that. Another thanks to acupuncture. I'm feeling really clear.
Crystal clear. Well, we look forward to that clarity in the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Noble, a footwear brand for training and for everyday life. It's built to support you in your pursuit of physical, mental, and emotional strength. We love Noble because they celebrate a no bullshit approach to wellness. There's no such There's so much crap out there when it comes to the wellness space, trends, fads, empty promises, and Noble is more than just footwear. It's really a mentality. You are the only one who can make yourself better. And they're known for their best-in-class award-winning footwear. They have options across training, lifestyle. Noble has options for everyone. I feel like when I was first introduced to Noble, I was obviously looking for a particular type of sneaker. I was training for a 5K, like fitness was life. Now I'm very much like, I need back support. I've like aged 100 years and I just need a comfortable shoe that's not going to hurt me, that's going to help support everything I got going on. And Noble has that too. So like whatever phase of life you're in, you can find like a cool, trendy pair of sneakers that's going to help. Sometimes you need an easy shoe that can do it all for you. That's why we love the Noble All Day. It's your anywhere, everywhere shoe. It's really breathable. It's comfortable, very versatile. You can slip them on, which is so fabulous for a pregnant person because the days of tying my shoes are way behind me. The Noble All Day is the shoe for everyday life, and they have extremely pudgy footwear launching for spring this month. You heard it here first, so be sure to follow Noble and check out their website using our exclusive link. Exclusively for toasters, Noble is offering 30% off your order. Visit nobleproject.com/toast for 30% off that entire order at NOBULLPROJECT.com/toast. That will get you 30% off. Today's episode is also brought to you by Sonobello. We have been telling you how incredible Sonobello is. So many people have amazing stories, and that's what really makes Sonobello the best. The more people you talk to, the more you hear about it, and the more people that are experts in advanced micro laser fat removal, you can't beat the care you get from their entire team. So in just one visit, you'll be able to get rid of that stubborn fat just in time for warm weather, which means feeling amazing all summer. There's something better than hearing somebody's experience with Sonobello. This is like a real review. Sonobello staff are absolutely amazing. Every time I went for my appointments, I felt like I was seeing family. If I had to do this all over again, I would not hesitate. Everyone knows what their role is, and they are definitely there for you. I cannot thank everyone enough. My journey is still going strong because I took a chance on Sonobello. Thank you so much for all who helped with my better me. I mean, okay, I'm so jealous. Like, we all have that like area, whether it's your arms, your belly, like your chin, that is just your problem area. And I feel like once you embrace not your flaws, embrace removing your flaws, like it's such peace of mind. And Sonobello is such a great option. People have had the most amazing experiences and you really can't beat the care that they provide. In just one visit, you'll be able to get rid of that stubborn fat. Advanced micro laser fat removal is the permanent solution and Sonobello doctors are the experts. Right now, they're running a spring savings event. So schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/toast. That's Sonobello, BELLO.com/toast.
Thank you, Toto Bello.
Sonobello.
Our first story, Time 100 Most Influential People list has dropped. So Time has assembled their 100 most influential people of 2025. Celebrities, artists, leaders, world leaders, written by other people. And we shall go through the list of names that we know.
That we recognize.
Is that fair?
Yes.
I know you guys love list day.
You do love list day. We'll make it quick.
This list is very confusing to me because while like a lot of people on this list, like, sure, yeah, you're influential. Like, are you 100? It's a tall task.
This year in particular?
It's a tall task that they set out to do. And I just feel like they never really do it. And 100 is like too much because then it's like, might as well be 1,000, you know?
No, it's not even the number so much that bothers me because I feel like they cover a variety of categories, whether it's like athletes, world leaders, musicians. I feel like where it gets confusing is that they just put up people like, yeah, who are famous for sure. But like, what about this particular year made Snoop Dogg deserving?
No, or Ed Sheeran and Scarlett Johansson. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift is not on the list and she's just like so obvious.
Right. But I also think you have to agree to be on the list and like sit down for some sort of interview.
Yes,
no?
Someone interviews you like a famous person, they like nominate you. So here are some of the people who are the most influential people that you have heard of, okay? Ed Sheeran by Chris Hemsworth. Sure. He's not non-influential, but he's obviously doing a lot of press right now. So he was very excited.
No, I don't feel like he was particularly influential this year, honestly.
I think he plans to be. I think he has big plans for the year. He has his new song.
But the Time 100 is like things you already did. Like, we all have plans. I plan to be influential this year.
He is influential. Like, every song he drops goes to #1. Like, that's influence. Sure. Okay, cool. I'm so influenced.
Okay.
Next, Scarlett Johansson by Chris Evans. Okay, sure, if you say so.
Yeah, okay.
Daniel Day Kim by J.J. Abrams. I don't know who Daniel is, but I know J.J.
I know Daniel. He's from Lost, and that's why J.J. wrote about him.
Okay, sure. If you say so.
It's just like Hollywood.
Chris, this is the artist category. Kristen Bell by Ted Danson. You know what? I wouldn't put her on this list, but when you think about it, she actually is really influential. Like,
No,
I'm sorry,
I would put her on
Princess
the
Anna
list.
is incredibly influential.
But also her TV show this year was like widely watched.
And the other one, Good Place.
Right, which is why Ted Danson wrote it. Actually, I think that's like a good choice.
Yeah, that's fine.
That one I agree with.
Adam Scott by Nick Offerman. Severance
I also agree.
is very big. Rashida Jones by Amy Poehler.
They like
Okay,
they're that breed of like female comedian, that genre, like they're never a bad choice.
Yeah, like
the Maya
sure.
Rudolph, Tina Fey.
Sure, but it's like if she dropped a lipstick, how many people are influenced to go and buy it?
Well, I guess it comes back to, what does the word influential truly mean?
I'm sure somewhere in these articles it's in there for Times definition.
And I took a brief look at the list and actually didn't see any influencers.
Yeah, like Alex Earl's not here. Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, they're the most influential people in the world. So if they're not on your list,
I actually don't think that they are. I think at one point they were.
who is?
Who's the most influential person in the world?
Doesn't have to be, like, give me someone who.
I wonder what AI would say.
Okay.
Who's the most influential person in the world?
Well, I think Trump.
No, well, you have to think like, no, because world, like Blackpink, you know?
Well, Rose is on this list, but she's
Oh, by the way, they break it down by category on AI.
But she's in
President
the
Xi.
pioneers category. She's not on the artists, which I thought was interesting. They must have ran out of space.
Okay, this is actually really interesting. This is who they said. In the political, they said President Xi, which I completely agree
Yeah.
with, like, and Joe Biden.
Today?
Which is, yeah, like, it's kind of crazy. Technological influence, Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Cultural influence, Taylor Swift and Lionel Messi.
Okay, Lionel.
That's a good one. Like, I
not-
don't know his name. It's not Lionel, right?
No, it's not Lionel.
It's Lionel.
You're lying.
I'm like almost 100% sure it's not Lionel.
Okay, that's a good one.
And then philosophical and social impact, Pope Francis.
Yeah, yes. The Pope is the most influential person in the world. I feel like that's a safe choice.
Let's narrow it down by social media reach. They're going to say Selena Gomez.
Honestly, I don't trust them.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's what I was.
They're just going by who
No,
has
but,
the
like,
most followers.
he is.
TikTok, Kabi Lame.
Oh my God, I
like,
just read something about Kabi Lame, I think.
What happened?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
I just like read a brief on him, like about his rise to fame, and now he's like nothing.
disappeared. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really crazy.
I never heard of him, but it was like I don't know, probably
You never
AI
heard of Kabi Lame?
No, not before I read this AI generated tweet.
It was like a TikTok thing, but he made the most like very simple content,
Like reaction videos.
reaction videos, and literally became the most followed person on the platform. Was I got a huge campaign with Hugo Boss. Like,
But then a lot of controversy.
did he?
Well, one, like people were saying, like, how is this person the most followed? Like, he's not really doing anything. Like, he's just like kind of taking other people's content and then like,
Yeah, but
Meh.
that's the internet. I never saw people taking issue with that.
that's what the AI generated tweet said. And then there
Oh,
was
I can
other
tell you
stuff,
AI's
too.
lying.
Oh, and then he was fighting with Charlie D'Amelio's fans.
Well, okay, so this AI tweet is like there's no nuance in this tweet. He did surpass Charlie as like the most followed person at one point. So of course, like the Charlie D'Ameliators were like, fuck Kabi Lame, but like there wasn't real drama, no.
Oh, okay. Well, AI thought that there was, but honestly, I'm gonna say like AI is not the foremost authority in this conversation because
I know.
it's
Because influence is like, it's not a tangible thing.
it's
Like,
very,
yeah, you could
by
have,
the way, it's very human.
yes. And like you could have more followers, but be less influential.
Yeah.
So AI only sees numbers.
It's true. One day they'll get there, but today they're not
Yeah.
the authority. Then Nicole Scherzinger by Patti LuPone.
What?
Okay, thank you for that reaction.
That's crazy. I know she had a big year. Like she had a really
Yeah.
successful Broadway show, but like, I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Kristen Wiig by Marielle Heller.
I'm not sure what she did this year in particular. I'm not saying she's not an influential person.
I'm not, but I am saying she's not 100 global.
No.
Hosier by Noah Khan.
I like it.
I like it. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't do it, but I like Hosier and he deserves his flowers.
And him and Noah Khan make a lot of music together, and they had a lot of like huge hits this year.
Yeah. Do you know someone
That's
named
good.
Miranda July? Feels like
I
someone you would
don't.
know. Okay, by Molly
It does.
Ringwald. I don't know who that is. Then Icons. Demi Moore by Ryan Murphy.
Okay, I mean, it was a big year for her, but again, she's not a highly influential person.
Thank you.
So they're getting confused with like success and influence.
Jalen Hurts by Derek Jeter. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I love by Derek Jeter.
Adrian Brody.
My king.
Yeah, like.
But he's not influential.
It's like Demi Moore. Like, does he even have Instagram? Who are you influencing and how?
Yeah, no.
I guess if he makes a movie, people will go see it.
No, and to be clear, like there's more than one way to be influential. We obviously see influence through the lens of social media, which I think is like a huge category. You can have influence in other ways. Like they always put like a Malala on here, and she obviously is not like raking up the Instagram followers, but she has enormous influence. I don't think that in Hollywood, like traditional Hollywood, which is why you and I are like, most of these people carry a lot of influence. You can be very famous and a lot of recognizable, very successful, but that does not mean you carry influence.
But like, I think someone who is an actress who doesn't have an Instagram who carries influence would be like Jennifer Lawrence. Like when she makes a movie, people are going to go see it.
Zendaya.
Yes. David Muir by Diane Sawyer.
Classic David Muir. Took me a second to remember who that was.
Bobby Brown by Charlemagne the God.
The makeup? Mm-hmm. How do those two know each other?
I'm sure I could click it, but we don't have time for that.
But literally, who cares?
Yeah, but that is interesting. Then leaders, and so you have everyone here. Keir Starmer, Claudia Scheinbaum, not to be confused with you.
Mm-hmm. President of Mexico.
Trump.
My former people.
Elon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
J.D. Vance. Mm-hmm. Howard Lutnick. Megyn Kelly.
I don't know who Howard is.
He's in the government now. RFK.
Yeah, that feels right.
Noah Argamani, our queen.
That feels right. Former hostage.
Yeah.
And I feel like when they do these lists and they put anyone like Israeli on it, they have to also like put someone else to like balance it out. Like
I'm sure that person is on this list. I'm just skipping over them because I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that plenty. Javier Milei, the Argentinian president. I don't know if you've seen him around.
I'm not familiar with his work at all.
Shocking.
I don't follow him on Instagram.
Next category, Titans. So people who didn't like fit into other categories. So they're just like
random. I would think Titans would be like business.
Of industry. It's a little everything. So Serena Williams, I would say she's Titanic.
I would say she's extremely influential, actually.
And she's extremely Titanic. Oh yeah, I forgot we're talking about influence.
Influence.
Blake Lively, Titan?
I mean, she did launch like 1,000 companies this year. But in terms of, she might not be in the right category, but yes, she like was influential this year. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not offended. And I think a little bit of her brief by Sherilyn Iffel focused on a donation.
Charitable work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Bastian, who's that again?
Oh, CEO of Delta. He plays on the TV every time you get on a flight.
That's
by the way.
influence.
No, he is so classic. I only know his name because of the in-flight entertainment.
Lauren Michaels by Will Ferrell. Influential.
There
you go. And it probably doesn't have Instagram, but we can look past that. We're
Right.
capable. Simone Biles, definitely. By Allie
Very
Raisman,
influential.
so cute.
So cute.
Muccia Prada by Boz Lerman.
Honestly, that's a great selection because Miu Miu, like, this year was the year of Miu Miu. Like, all the young hot things, like, everybody wants to be Miu Miu, Miu Miu. And so, like, good on them for, like, actually, like, recognizing that.
Yeah. Ted Sarandos by Shonda Rhimes. That's good.
CEO of Netflix,
CEO of Netflix influence. Joe Rogan by Mike Rowe. Duh. Like, if you don't have him on this list, like, you're not taking this project
like
seriously.
that's the definition of someone who influences others.
That's the textbook definition of influence.
1,000%.
Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, I guess he makes himself influential.
I would say he's more powerful. I don't think people like hear him talk and are like, wow, I agree. But I think like he's very powerful.
Like,
which is a form of influence.
Jeff Bezos. Where's Jeff?
No, I'm sorry. Powerful is a form of influence.
But where's Jeff Bezos then?
I don't feel like you. Well, I guess because Elon's on it.
Yeah,
all the billionaires are on it. Jeff Bezos is always getting left out of stuff. That's why he like started Blue Origin. Like he's always kind of being forgotten.
Or maybe he doesn't pitch himself for this stuff, even though I don't believe that for one second. He loves this.
No, you know those billionaires. They have like the biggest egos. It's this shit like this is all they care about.
Yeah, honestly, his absence is glaring. Next.
I didn't think so, but coming off the heels of the Blue Origin all-female passenger crew, like you're right.
And like I don't think President Xi is on here.
He should be.
Right. His absence is glaring. Even AI said that he's number one. Pioneers, Rosé by Lily Collins. Cute.
Apata.
This
Do
is
you
like,
feel like this list is meant to be global or
yeah, definitely.
American?
Because there's a lot of names that I don't know. I think it's meant to be global, like with a touch of global, but maybe not entirely, because then this is an American publication, but they definitely want to capture global sentiment. Tons of names I don't know in this category, but Miles Smith by Shabuzi, and they just dropped a song together that is so pargy. He's a singer.
Who's Miles Smith?
He's a singer that Margot loves, and then he dropped a song with Shabuzi, who I love. So it's really brought us together as sisters.
Okay, I got it. So we're getting down to like the sort of last licks of the list.
Innovators. Snoop Dogg by Hoda. Cute.
By Hoda.
Nikki Glazer by Ali Wong.
Absolutely well-deserved, incredibly influential this year.
Yeah. A lot of other people who I don't know. And that is all. Oh, no.
All right.
Not
Well,
all.
oh, it's
No,
not?
no. Sorry. That's just from Cat in the Hat.
Oh.
Carry on.
I guess like Joe Rogan is the only influencer, but it's actually really crazy to not have
Alex Earl.
more podcasters, TikTokers, like, because that is influence. Obviously, it's not the only form of influence, but there should be at least a category for it.
Yeah. Like, I would say Theo Vaughn is more influential than Demi Moore.
I actually agree. I think Theo Von, that's a great. The Smartless guys.
Yeah, but they're so like Adrian Brody took their spot. They're not competing with Joe Rogan. They're competing.
Well, that's the other thing. So there are people on this list who have, traditional trades and skills like acting or singing who also do podcasting. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like podcasters by trade, Theo Von.
Yeah. So there you go. Hope you feel
Once again, our
influenced.
industry constantly being looked over, especially when like, I think we can all agree that the 2024 election was like greatly decided in part due to the influence of podcasting. So for like our industry to be left off completely, besides Joe Rogan, which is like, obviously, like you have to, it's insulting.
Yeah, but also the TikTokers, the influencers, the Instagrammers.
Yes,
like,
I'm talking about like the internet in general.
yeah, they should have picked like one person from each platform. So if they want Joe Rogan to represent the power of podcasting, that's fine by me.
Alex Earl to represent the TikTokers, or even Nara Smith.
Yeah. I don't think she's as influential as Alex Earl.
No, I think she is.
Really?
I think they're definitely on the same level.
Really?
And they operate like kind of in different spheres, so like they really coexist quite nicely.
Oh yeah, I don't even think of the two. I don't even
Because when I think of like right now, the biggest people on TikTok, not in terms of numbers, just in terms of like who we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like Lucky Blue and Nara and Alex Earl.
Okay. Yeah, I would have taken any of them.
Me too.
No, not a Kardashian in sight.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Give us one.
Yeah.
Or just say the or Chris. They love Chris.
Chris.
They love her.
Titan.
Yeah. Well, our next story is actually about the Kardashians and something that we were talking about yesterday because Khloe Kardashian revealed who gets paid the most for their Kardashians. So Khloe Kardashian has really jumped into the podcasting world head first these days. She talks about it on the show. She's dropped a bunch of episodes. She went on Call Her Daddy in yesterday's episode. And Alex asked Khloe if it's true that you and your sisters are all paid the same amount for the Kardashians. And she said, true.
And I'm like an egalitarian,
I'm mad.
Like, yeah, I'm mad for certain people. Like actually right now, like I think that Kourtney getting paid the same as the rest of them is like actually fair. She has put in the years of work and now she's taking time like to be a mom. And I think that like that is completely fine and allowed. But like Kylie.
No, the thing is, low-key Kourtney it probably goes like Kim and Khloe and then Kourtney and then Kendall and then Kylie in terms of airtime.
No, Kim and Kourtney, Chris.
Oh, I'm taking Chris out because she gets 10% of what, like, I'm just.
Wait, so does she get an even cut and then 10% of everyone else's?
I think she gets 10% of the deal and then gets her cut.
So she makes more than everyone.
Oh, definitely. And they talked about that on this season, like how she still takes 10% from all of them.
She should. She absolutely should.
No, she totally should. But no, Kourtney actually films a lot. It's not the way that she used to, like sitting around talking about their feelings, but like she shows a lot of stuff with Travis. She shows her family. Like maybe it's not people's favorite stuff to watch, but like she contributes. Kylie,
no, but even this season, like she definitely took a step back.
Solo confessionals. She only did confessionals with Kendall.
Yeah, no. All I'm saying is like in terms of I feel like Kourtney had like significantly less airtime this season, and I think that's completely fair. I think she's like earned the right to that. Whereas like Kylie has, I guess, consistently taken her piece of the pie and never once really made an impact or like been a main character, not one season ever.
I wonder why they're okay with that.
I feel like in order for it to work, like they have to be paid the same, but it also makes it impossible to not be resentful.
Yeah.
And Kim is so like business, hustle, hustle, hustle. Like you would think this would bother her more.
Because like if they start getting into like, okay, I was in 60% of the show, so I get 60% and you're in 10%, so you get 10%. Like it gets like kind of like nasty and petty. And some people could argue, well, my 10% is more interesting than your 30%. But so yes, they should be paid the same. But like, why don't they demand that Kylie do more? And I'm saying this as someone who wants more Kylie, so I'm saying it selfishly. Like, get in there.
I'm saying it as someone who's like, I'm just like a big fan of things being fair.
Yeah.
And this feels unfair. And I'm surprised that they don't talk about it more. And I guess like of all their revenue streams, like this probably isn't the biggest or the most important. It's just like one of the things that they do. And that's why it's important that they all have their own big things, Skims, Good American, Kylie Cosmetics. But it would bother me.
And because Kylie is so wealthy, like if it was for the poorest sister who like wasn't doing.
Who do you think is the poorest sister? Kourtney. Well, no, now she lives in a dual income home.
Yeah.
Kendall? No.
Why? Why no?
She gets like big fashion contracts, like a lot of them. Like I see her everywhere,
But
like
are those
Longchamp.
like $50, $100 million?
Well, then she does a lot of commercial big ones like Coach and L'Oreal.
Okay, and that's hundreds of millions? Because the girls are making hundreds of millions.
I would guess that Kendall, she became the international face of L'Oreal Paris like a year or two ago. I would say that was at least a $50 million contract. And that's one of like the couple of things that she does.
I know, but that's like not a lot compared to like what Kim's pulling in and
no, Kim and Kylie, and I would say Kourtney now really, Khloe, Good American is like really, I think that it's not a question. It's more about who's poorer, Kourtney or Kendall.
Well, definitely. Well, Kourtney with Travis.
Right, that's the thing. Travis like is very successful.
And then Kendall does 818, but does that make her money yet?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about 818. Kourtney's the poorest sister. Because you really have to think about it. Like all of them, they do like social media stuff, brand deals, and it all pretty much nets the same. But then they all have their individual companies. And I would say all of them are extremely successful. Poosh is probably the least successful.
Lemmy.
Kourtney. Oh, fuck. I forgot about Lemmy. Lemmy's very successful. Actually, I would argue Lemmy's doing, yes. Yes, I would say Lemmy's probably, Lemmy's crushing it. Oh, shit. I don't know. Kourtney was definitely the poorest sister for a while.
Yeah, before Travis
but then
and before
Lemmy and before she got married. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if the person who was doing the least also happened to be the poorest sister, like, I can understand why you'd.
Of course.
And I wonder if, do they pay Rob from the show? Not that he's on it, but like.
Which Kardashian sister makes the least amount of money? Jackie, I thought the same thing about Rob, and I actually think that they probably split it with him too.
Yeah, because he started the show with them.
And he doesn't work, and they obviously has his reasons that they all really understand.
Right, and it's not like Chris is like seriously paying his bills. Like I think they give him like things.
As of 2025, Khloe and Kendall have the lowest reported net worths, each estimated to be $60 million.
No.
Kim and Kylie have, billions.
They are not 60 million.
No.
And what about Kourtney?
She's not in this thing that AI generated for me.
It can't be 60.
Sound off in the comments. Who do you think is the poorest Kardashian?
So who's your final answer?
I actually don't know. Like I thought I knew. 818 is really successful.
More successful than Good American? And who's bringing, like, is 818 have to sell in order for her to make money? Like, does she actually?
Well, yes. Yes, it's all about like net worth, right? Like what is 818 worth versus what's in her bank account. I'm talking about worth.
Worth.
I don't know. I'm stumped. I guess it's good. They've all really found good niches for themselves.
Yeah.
But like I was like, even with the way that they live, they all live at like the same level. So I really don't know.
Yeah, except for Kim and Kylie who have planes.
Correct.
So well, the mystery continues. I guess at the end of the day,
I'm just in shock.
That they all make
were there
the
any
same.
follow-up questions, Khloe? Like, does that not bother you?
A rapid fire Q&A.
Oh, damn.
And then she was asked.
Rapid fire leaves no room for nuance.
No, it was like just true or false. So she said true, Thompson. And then in a follow-up question, Alex asked if she and her family members, who are also executive producers, are allowed to cut any footage that they don't like.
For sure.
And she said yes, but it's more vanity things that we would cut. Like,
yeah,
I
like
guess if you don't like how you look
look.
at an angle. She said that Courtney actually asked for the most cuts because of how much she says like, which is funny and relatable.
Oh, I love that.
And it's funny because like the final edit, like she still says it so many times.
Yeah, you can only imagine how bad it really is.
Yeah. I mean, the struggle is real with that.
I feel like we've gotten a lot better.
We've gotten a lot better, but we've really practiced and we do it every day.
Yeah.
But just funny. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that would make me so mad.
I know. It would make me, who would make it the most mad? Like, not for Kim. She has so much money. Who cares? And she like likes doing the show.
It's not about what you have. It's about fairness. And I feel like Kim is actually somebody who like I'm like a stickler for fairness.
I know, but it's also like family.
Fuck that. Like, seriously, show up for work, bitch. I have no resentment. Like, everybody always asks, like, how do you and Jackie split? Everything is 50-50. We put in the same amount of work.
Yes.
But you know what? If we didn't, I would be fucking mad. I would.
Yeah. If we
so you better keep up your 50%,
if we
bitch.
didn't year after year after year. You
and
know,
like we go through phases where like
if someone's having a quieter moment or needs
yes,
a little
no,
more.
we go through phases where like I need you to pick up slack for me. You need me to pick up slack for you. That's being a partner. That is no problem.
And that all comes out in the wash and evens out.
Yes. But if there are years of me showing up and you not, like, bitch, 75-25.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm sorry. I'm a stickler for fairness. Call me immature. I don't give a fuck.
Are you ready for our next story?
I am. I'm getting like angry. It's best we move on.
Amanda Bynes has joined OnlyFans with a major caveat. It's actually, the caveat helps. But anyway, she announced that she made an account on OnlyFans via her Instagram stories on Tuesday, telling her followers that she's excited to be connected with her fans through the new business venture. She said,
I could see her just thinking like, this is a platform to connect with your fans.
Well, so this is what she said. She said, I'm on OnlyFans now. Disclaimer, I'm doing OnlyFans to chat with my fans through DMs. I won't be posting any sleazy content. Excited to join.
Slay. Not her like joining the platform, destroying the platform in her caption and moving on with her day. I feel like we all talk about how we like love Amanda Bynes. We want to support Amanda Bynes. And like, here's an actual way. She basically started a Patreon, right? Like, you know, everybody says, oh, I love Amanda Bynes. Buy her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Pay her, help her.
And I do think OnlyFans like wants to be a like service for your faves, like not just pornography.
There was a time a couple of years ago where OnlyFans made like a really like directional pivot where they didn't want to be subscription just for sex work. They wanted to be subscription-based content. They wanted to compete with Patreon. They were reaching out to people like us to get us to move over from platforms like Patreon. I don't think it worked. I think the stigma was just like far too great. And they eventually just leaned into being a platform for pornography.
Like, didn't Rebecca Minkoff like do a fashion show on OnlyFans or something like that?
They were trying. Like, I don't remember that, but it sounds like, yeah, there was like a year-long period where they really tried. I don't think it worked. And they realized, listen, let's just lean in. We can make more money and just be what we are who we are.
Yeah, oh, no, she did her... Yeah, she debuted an OnlyFans account for New York Fashion Week. And that was in 2021, so that feels right.
So that must have been the year.
The year. And I think they were right for that because it could, like, we don't all have to go to separate places, like, for subscription creator content, though that's what we've all done.
Right, because they all have their own sort of, like, reputation.
Right.
Like, if you're a podcaster, you're more likely to go to Patreon.
Patreon is for podcasters. It's also for music.
And true crime. Well,
And
I guess that's
then
podcasting, yeah.
The Substack is for writer girls.
Correct. Even though you could technically, I think, have a podcast on Substack.
No, and you could write articles on Patreon or OnlyFans.
Right. Yes, right. So they all have their own reputations, and you just like go to the one that feels right for you. But OnlyFans wasn't wrong for trying, but it was. Nobody wants to be associated with that. Like, let's be real.
Well, Amanda Bynes wants to chat with her fans on OnlyFans, and I think that's a good idea. Like,
I think that's great. And if you've really been
chat.
like thinking about like Amanda Bynes and how you like feel bad for her, like this is a great way to support. It's like $5 probably.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. And definitely like if you don't get the app and you do it through onlyfans.com, you could save some
Which
money.
you absolutely should.
Yeah. It seems like it doesn't say how much. She's smart. I got to go to
There's
her
no
page.
cost too great
Yeah. Well,
to support a childhood icon.
to support your faves.
Correct.
Are you ready for our next story?
For?
Yeah. Some music
Yes.
news, even though Spotify is down. because Morgan Wallen's new album is making some waves right now in terms of collaboration. So first,
And I feel like it comes off the heels of a conversation you and I had earlier this week.
yes, but first for the known information, Morgan Wallen and Post Malone are teaming up for a new single called I Ain't Coming Back, and that comes out on Friday as part of his new album.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And
They have a
sounds
great
amazing.
track record.
I listened, like there was a snippet that he posted on the gram. Sounds amazing. I'm very excited. Sounds
I
even better
love-
than I Had Some Help.
Right. Their first collab was so good. They
Yeah.
can't make bad music together.
Right. It sounds amazing. But the streets are saying that he is also collabing with Tate McRae for his new album because she posted a photo that seems to hint towards a collab. It's a Tennessee orange jersey with a T and an 8 on the front. That's a Tate. And then a little logo at the top with his logo, MW.
MW. And he had posted a couple of days ago being like, I'm surprised like nobody has guessed who my female collab is with. Like I've seen everybody talking about it. Nobody's guessed it right. And I guess everybody guesses the same people. Megan Maroney, Carrie
Wilson.
Underwood, like yeah. And no, who the fuck would guess Tate McRae? So I actually think that was a clue in and of itself. And yes, her photo pretty much confirmed it.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. We'll get a country version of
Do you think that like could be exactly what she needs? Like
You
when
mean
we
a
were
hit?
talking,
Yeah.
yeah, like, but I mean a global hit, not global, excuse me, like a really big American hit. Like that's what
She
Morgan Wallen
means
does.
What meant to be was to be Rexa.
What the middle was to Maren Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I actually will be really.
Morgan.
I will be interested. I think it'll affect her a little bit because she comes from like the internet, which is like, you know, very very woke. And I've already seen people being like, ugh, Tate is over party because like we don't fuck with Morgan Wallen. But I think it's a risk that you have to take because he's so big and so major. And like really for her to finally get out of the box she has like found herself in, she has to do something different. She has to do something big. And like this is actually a good call, but it is risky.
Yeah, but
because
Morgan Wallen
she
is
risks
also
alienating
so
her like
internet.
OG,
He's so internet.
but a different side.
Yeah, but like, they're already on their phones. Let's check out Tate McRae.
Yes. She just risks a little bit alienating some of her like core audience, but she has to shake it up Chicago in some way. I think this is a great idea.
I don't think she will alienate that many people with this. I mean, look at everybody is working with Morgan Wallen. He's the biggest hit maker.
Of course, men can get away with more, 1,000%.
No, and like he's doing stadium tours, like he has fans. Like maybe you're not gonna be the darling of the Grammys, but like
Right.
if you want to sell music and you want to perform for actual people, call Morgan Wallen.
No, I think this is going to be really good for her.
I'm excited for me because this is what I've needed.
Yes, you've kind of been saying what needs to be said.
And I've been waiting for Tate McRae to pop off because she's my kind of girl. But
she's your kind of woman.
If the hits aren't there, there's only so much I can do.
I read a blind item that said Morgan Wallen is dating his son's nanny.
That's really cute. That's like The Sound of Music.
Yeah, like an au pair.
He's dating Maria.
It's different when like he's dating the au pair, you know, like the wording. But I love that.
Well, that's also because an au pair, I know it sounds fancy, but au pairs are typically younger women. I didn't realize that until I learned what an au pair was outside of the movie Au Pair.
I thought that an au yeah, of course. I thought that an au pair was like a caretaker who also was like a tutor, like a governess,
like
kind
fancy
of.
and more expensive, you would think.
Spoke more languages, yeah.
So no, it's actually like a younger person, woman. Let's get real. A younger woman,
Let's get real.
who it's like almost like an internship, sort of. Like they actually don't get paid a lot; they like get experience.
Oh, well, it doesn't happen a lot, but like with annoying fancy people in the city, like every now and then you'll meet someone who refers to like their child's caretaker, like as an au pair.
No, and they definitely have like an educational background, but I'm pretty sure they are being paid less because they're getting like the experience.
Okay,
like an
so I need to hire an au pair. is
Yeah,
what
and then
you're
you get
saying.
to also say you have an au pair.
Right, like nobody knows you're cheap because you look fancy with your au pair.
But I do think a governess is what you thought an au pair was.
Yes.
Fancy, teacher, pricey.
They teach you manners.
Yeah, no, but like they're more expensive than a nanny, where actually I think an au pair is less.
And an au pair also gives pied-à-terre energy. Like, you have an apartment.
A second.
You have an apartment.
Yeah.
We have a pied-à-terre in the city. Oh, so you have a condo?
Yeah, you have
me
a condo.
too.
But no, but like
So do I.
But you don't live there full time.
But so when you have an apartment in another city, like you just have an apartment. Like, oh, I have a place
I have a place.
in
You
Manhattan.
have a place.
When people say I have a pied-à-terre,
Just know if I ever get a pied-a-terre, I am going to call it one at every turn.
You mean if you ever get a place in Manhattan?
If I ever get a place in the city and I'm not living there full time,
yeah,
I will be having a pied-a-terre.
And will your au pair be there as well?
No, au pair, dumb is not for me. I heard a really funny story from my neighbor, and it was just like, okay.
Oh, I bet it was so funny if your neighbor said it.
It was really funny. I think I've told you it before. With like the cigarettes and the pool and the selfies.
No.
Oh, it's really funny.
It sounds like a crazy story. Are you going to share it or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I will share that the remainder of the show is brought to you by Quince. Vacation season is nearly upon us. If we just hold on a little bit longer, we're almost there. This year, we're treating ourselves to the luxury upgrades that we deserve with Quince's high-quality travel essentials, but at fair prices. So Quince offers things like lightweight European linen styles, washable silk tops, comfy lounge sets, but that lightweight European linen style starts at $30. So what Quince is known for is fabulous items from all different categories. They have great home things. They obviously have great clothing. They have great travel essentials. They have luggage options, tote bags, and they're made really well. Like same quality as some of your favorite designer brands, but they're priced way better. So they partner directly with top factories. They're able to price their items 50 to 80% less than similar brands, and they're basically cutting out the cost of the middleman and then passing the savings on to you, the customer. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, plus premium fabrics and finishes. Everything I've ever gotten from Quince is so fab. Jackie and I we're talking about placing another order because obviously like I need some more clothes. And my cardigans, my trousers, my cashmere sweaters, like everything I got from Quince, it's years old. It's worn really well. It's beautiful and it's made really well. So for your next trip, treat yourself to the luxury upgrades you deserve from Quince. Go to quince.com/toast for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/toast to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by Beam Kids All-in-One Super Powder. So if you struggle to find a way to get your kids to eat healthier and get all the vitamins and minerals that they need, we need to tell you about Beam. Of course, so many kids' supplements today are missing something. Kids' greens without probiotics without vitamins, or vitamins without kid-friendly flavor. There hasn't been a single product that has brought all these things in a way that you could trust until today. We're excited to introduce you to Beam Kids All-in-One Super Powder. It just launched, and you really need to get your hands on it. It has more than 40 essential ingredients to fuel healthy growth, including greens, pre- and probiotics, fruits and vitamins, and what's even better is that it comes in a chocolate milk flavor that kids love. The best part is that it's pediatrician formulated. You know you can trust it. It was also co-created by Olympic gold medalist and mom Shawn Johnson. So Beam Kids has 87% less sugar than the most common low sugar gummies on the market. They have 13 times the vitamins than the other common kid supplements. And again, it's pediatrician formulated, so it's really trustworthy. It's a perfect combination of health for kids and less stress for parents. Your kids will be obsessed with it. Cannot wait for your family to experience that. Simply mix 1 scoop of Beam Kids into 8 ounces of milk, shake, stir, or froth it, and enjoy, making it a convenient addition to any meal or drink. Beam Kids is now available online at shopbeam.com/toast. Because you're a listener, you can take advantage of their limited time pricing of up to 35% off, plus 2 free gifts using code TOAST. Get your Beam Kids and your free gifts by heading over to shopbeam.com/toast or enter code TOAST. That's TOAST. Shopbeam, SHOPBEAM.com/toast. Code TOAST for up to 35% off.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Our fifth and final story is a little sisterly podcasting news. And it's not about us.
It never is.
Ilona Maher and her sisters have started a podcast together.
Oh, cute.
Called House of Maher. So
love. You know, wait, I just found out something about her other sister.
Which one, Adriana or Olivia?
Olivia.
The cook?
Okay. Do you know the viral sound? Girl dinner.
No, but I know what a girl dinner is.
That's Olivia. That came from one of her videos. She literally invented like a viral
term
phrase.
That bodes well for a podcaster.
1,000%. You have to have a lot of phrases.
You have to have a lot of viral terms.
You would love it.
You're really swirly?
No, a party?
Really, Bert?
Really, Bert.
Anyway, Ilona and her sisters, Adriana and Olivia, are putting their fun chemistry on display with the release of their brand new podcast, House of Maher. Love it, by the way.
Me too.
In the podcast, the sisters...
If I had a, 1-syllable last name, the opportunities for branding are endless,
what
you
about
know?
House of Shrey?
Right. It doesn't work. Like,
I like House
Yeah,
of
no.
Shay.
so do
I
I.
wonder if they'll get podcasting tips from their uncle, Bill Maher.
No, they're not related.
No, not that I know of.
No, they're not.
What are the odds, though? In the podcast, they'll be discussing everything from Ilona's life, plus some broader topics in the realm of athletics and pop culture. I mean, classic stuff. I'm sure
Is this like a grassroots podcast? Is it in partnership? Are they at a network or something? Like,
I mean, I can look that up on the podcast app, but not on Spotify because it's down.
not on Spotify.
But they did put out their first episode with Alan, her Dancing with the Stars
Oh,
partner.
people must have loved that.
She reunited with Alan Burstyn, and I know people were excited about that. It's with Wave Originals.
Oh, that's who does
Not Gonna
New
Lie.
Heights and Not Gonna Lie with Kels.
Oh, they love
Actually,
athletes.
New Heights moved over, right? They got a big Amazon deal, but like it was a Wave original.
Okay, so
that-
they
that
like
got
an
them there.
athletic podcast, which is definitely
No, that bodes
A
really
safe
well for the
bet.
Maher sisters. Yeah, they do really premium content. Like Kylie's clips are always getting spread wide and far.
Yeah. They've actually put out a
Oh,
few
good for them.
episodes so far. They've done 4, and so now they're doing a little bit of press. They're talking about dream guests. Their dream guest is actually Haim. So, like, I don't love that, but
Me neither. That's first of all too many people on a podcast.
well,
That
they're
would be
excited
6.
because it's like 3 sisters and 3 sisters, and they also said anyone with sisters, you're in.
What about sisters and a podcast?
What about it?
No, I love this. I actually think that's really smart. It kind of feels like it could be a female version of New Heights.
Yeah, and it sounds like, you know, they have potential. And
They've got
separate
what it
interests.
takes.
Ilona does rugby. Olivia does
Right.
cooking. Adriana
Cooking.
Is in the nonprofit space.
Okay.
But she's
I'm not
actually-
dying to hear a podcast about nonprofits.
I just
but-
want to say, she did say, I'm in the nonprofit humanitarian space. I don't maybe have a lot of guests from that space, but I also have a lot of music interests, and I would love to have some musical artists. So I love the
Oh, okay,
self-awareness.
Yeah, me too. Listen, we are not our jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's dive into the TV recap. Part 3 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was actually quite boring.
Yeah. Oh my God. The fact that we were
except-
talking about Augusta in part 3.
Oh my God, dark. Like I was like, my eyes were glazing over. For me, the only real redemption from the episode was that I have my weenie of the week. Like I'm calling it now. Honestly, Garcelle, such a gross overreaction. Like I get that she definitely felt bad, right? Like she felt alienated. And she made it seem like she was mad at everyone when the only person she really has a right to be mad at is Sutton. Like Sutton basically had her back towards Garcelle the whole time. Like Sutton has decided to make it work with these
Yeah,
women,
she's jumping
not be on
ship.
an island. Yeah, not be on an island. And even when they went around and was like, what is your biggest, whatever they do at the end, they asked like a
Surprise.
question.
Stupid question,
Yeah.
by the way.
It's a bad question. Nobody can answer it. Garcelle's was about Sutton. Like Garcelle has no identity on this show outside of Sutton, and Sutton jumping ship. Like it must be devastating. But her getting mad at everyone not doing the cast photo and being like, I'm pissed as hell right now. And like literally nobody cared. Like when like she chimed in, they asked her about something else and she was like, I don't care. I'm pissed as hell right now. They're like, about Sutton. They're like, she's like, no, about me. And nobody even cared. Like she really demonstrated, unfortunately, true weenie-like behavior. And I'm actually now convinced there was a rumor after the reunion ended in real life, like when they taped it, she had posted something on her Instagram saying, not all skin folk are kinfolk. And people just pretty much assumed that was Bose not having her back at the reunion. Bose was asked about it and she was like, no, I didn't think that was about me. Like if Garcelle had a problem with me, she would have told me. Like we're cool. And I actually thought that was a good answer on Bose. I'm like, oh, definitely not. I think that Bose taking Dorit's side in the robbery thing like was what started Garcelle's meltdown of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it was actually about Bose.
Yeah. Something caused her to melt down before lunch, and I'm sure she had a feeling, maybe just this feeling of that we couldn't see because we're paying attention to 7 different people. Like we're not just seeing how everything affects you, where she just felt like other people were quicker to resolution and other people were giving each other more grace and not towards her. But like you can't be this like big bad bitch in your confessionals. You talk so much shit, like you're like, and it's funny and we all love it and you get so much like love for it, and then same for
From the
Sutton.
fans.
And then you come on the reunion and you have nothing to say and you want to run away crying. Like that is weenie behavior. Sutton did the same thing, but like at least Sutton is taking the W and she's going
No.
into the next season.
The difference is that Sutton has a very small, but she has something with the other women. Like, she has a friendship, a history. Garcelle has not had one real connection on this show outside of Sutton. So it's, yeah, she says terrible things. Then you'd want to make up with her. For what reason? She's not really your friend.
Like the history, like Sutton and Kyle have
Sutton
a history.
and Kyle are
Sutton
friends.
Lived in her
Sutton
house.
and Erica, like they see each other.
There's
like they
similarities.
There's something that they can't quit with one another. There is
Sutton
like a
and
meaningful.
Dorit don't have that, but what Sutton and Dorit, the hatred that Sutton and Dorit have, Garcelle has with everyone else.
Right. There's nothing tying these women to Garcelle. There is things tying them to Sutton, which is why she's like this sort of like necessary evil, catch and release. She's in, she's out. Garcelle has really not made a meaningful friendship with any of them besides Sutton, and now Sutton's like out on her. So I can understand why she felt so alienated, but it didn't look that bad. And she looks like a weenie.
She does, because nobody was really taking like hits at her or anything. And she didn't even have a bad reunion. Like,
yeah, I was like, what are we so upset about? If anybody could storm off, it's Sutton. Like,
yeah.
She just took it.
No, and also like Dorit had a hard reunion, like answering for everything. I mean, she handled it so well, but like you would think if someone doesn't want to be in the cast photo, like they just like taken a pummeling and like I'm done. But Garcelle had a very uneventful reunion, and the things that upset her happened so early in the day, and the fact that she couldn't like move past them when like that's a requirement of the job. Like you have to have a short memory. You have to be forgiving, otherwise we'll be stuck in these fights forever. I mean, like I if this were my actual personal life, I don't think I could do that. Like if someone says something nasty to me once, I will remember that forever. Like you will never have my love and trust again. But like there's just that unspoken rule with these women. So to hold on to that for 8 hours. When the original sin like wasn't even anything crazy. It was just like they vehemently disagreed with her about the robbery thing.
Right.
Which, by the way, was such a polarizing thing to say.
You have to be able to withstand, if you're going to say something that crazy, like there's going to be backlash.
Yeah, and she thinks because like she's doubled down that's her taking accountability. Like Sutton didn't double down on the poor comment at the reunion. Like
no, she didn't.
She said that was wrong and I apologize. So like you have to move forward from there. But like, if you were going to sit there, why am I seriously going to forge a friendship with someone who thinks that either I or my husband faked a robbery for insurance money, did a horrible crime, and now wants to put me on blast on national television?
Why would they ever even make any sort of reproachment
like these
with
things
one
are
another
not
at the
same.
reunion? Now, I guess another big thing that happened at the reunion was, for the first time maybe ever, we got a little bit of like clarity on Kyle's sexuality, right?
Yeah.
She didn't like outright say, she said, I didn't come out, like, because Andy compared his, but like she did.
And she's questioning.
She's questioning.
And that's the cue.
I think her, and yes, it is. I think that her and Morgan are still seeing one another. I know that she has like a complicated relationship with Kathy, but she was being really rude to Kathy, being like, can you just not talk right now? Like, Kathy was actually adding levity and being helpful. And I think Kathy knows a lot more than the other women. And I didn't think she was being harmful at all.
No, not at all. And I think she was like adding levity and giving Kyle many outs. And then Kyle being like, no, I want to talk about it. It's like, okay, well, don't be surprised that none of us thought you would want to be in the hot seat because you've never
and by the way, you
to
do want to talk about it, but you don't say a lot of like clear things.
Yeah, because she's unclear in how she feels. And like,
yes,
it's really crazy that she can't answer the question, like, do you want to get back together with Mo?
Well, because I think she does and he doesn't. That was the vibe that I got. That made me really sad.
Why can't you say I want to? Even if he doesn't, it's not like he said yet. Like what? Why? No,
maybe you don't want to be the first one to say it. You know?
I guess like Dorit said it.
Well, they hate each other. Her and Mauricio like still have like a good friendship, and they're co-parenting.
Dorit said
like
she wants to stay with PK, right?
But she also said she's thinking about dating.
Well, because PK doesn't want to stay with her. So yeah, I'm not going to stay here forever. But like if I had my druthers, I want to stay together. I thought it was interesting also that Kathy said that she hopes they get back together. I would have expected her to say the opposite. I thought she fucking
Me too,
him.
because literally they didn't talk for years because of what Mauricio
and she does
did.
hate him. She's always clowning on everything he says and does. She like called him poor, and she called him old and ugly.
She also has a weird nickname for him.
What?
I don't know. She called him not Mo.
Maurice?
Something weird. Like
she called him Maurice.
I'm like, who's she talking about?
Yeah. That's just Kathy.
She's so fucking funny. Like, I'm sorry. I just love her. We need more of her, actually. Oh, when Andy was like, wow, Nikki and Paris are allies. That was so funny.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. She was like, I told my girls and, they didn't care. And it was supposed to be like this big thing. And Andy was like, obviously.
No, and it's like, you told them, did she tell them that she might be a lesbian or that they're anti?
No, Andy misunderstood that their auntie, like, is questioning her sexuality.
Yeah. And
they
then
literally didn't care.
Her 45-year-old nieces, progressive
Right,
nieces.
who live in Hollywood.
Didn't mind.
Didn't care. Like, so stupid. They need a shakeup. I saw a rumor about a rumored new cast member. I hadn't heard of her. Something needs to happen.
Yeah, we definitely need to like slot someone in for Garcelle. But I think in general, the cast is good. I think Sutton is still on such thin ice and so unpredictable that there's plenty there. I think between Kyle and Dorit going through a lot in their personal lives, like I don't think the well has run dry, but it's always good to have fresh blood. Like, look what Bose has done for the show.
Yeah. My queen.
My queen. She was so fabulous. I am strong.
She was so fabulous. Like, she crushed her first reunion. She was low-key like a part of a lot of conversations. It's hard for the first time. Sometimes you're not in any of it. Like, we forget you're there. No. And I just love her friendship with Dorit.
Yeah. And when Dorit was like, what was surprising is that I've made a friend for life. Like, that was really sweet.
And I just love to see like Bose, Erica, and Dorit like all on the same couch, all like
Dream team.
Exactly.
I love Erica, and I look forward to the future for her.
Me too. She was also very lucid, she was tough, but she was strong. And like, I thought she had a great showing as well at the reunion.
Yeah, she did.
Now the Valley, my first like foray. Let me tell you, I enjoyed it so much, especially because like I know, and now like a lot of it is Jackson Brittany, and I've obviously been on the Jackson Brittany train like my whole life. So I know the key players, and I really enjoyed it.
And
it does
like
have
Janet. Like, remember Sheena's always talking about Janet, and we're like, who's Janet?
And by the way, Zach's comment about Janet, like Janet is so right for being mad, and like I'm glad she got up in the middle of the conversation with Kristen, like. Kristen didn't say it, so it's not her problem, but her inability to condemn it.
Yeah, when he was like,
especially when
care.
and she's going through her own fertility journey. Like, I'm so team Janet.
Yeah. No, I'm team Janet, like not so strongly because like and a lot of it is like unknown. Like, we don't know who's lying. Did Janet say the thing about Michelle? Or the
thing is, I don't care anymore because the miscarriage thing was like, to me, that's the pie now. Like, that's so crazy.
No, and what Janet said to Kristen, like, oh, I'm sorry for like looping you in with the demonic comment your friend made. Like, that is an apology.
Yeah, that she apologized, and then Kristen like couldn't get there, and so she just got up. And I actually really respected Janet. Now, this toxic couple, well, they're divorced now. Jesse and Nia, is that their name?
No, Jesse and
Michelle. Oh my God, I hate them both. Like, I don't take a side. He is a Jax Taylor in the making. Like, he is so toxic and he's very manipulative. Like, you can see he came in with this conversation about the kids' schooling in Orange County and he wanted to like make her sick. And he like remained cool, calm, and collected. And obviously she didn't and like made her look crazy. Like, he's fucking evil for sure.
That really gave me a pin. And then when he was like in his confessional, no, I don't plan to move to the OC and put her in
school there.
Like,
he's evil. He's literally evil.
Him. Yeah, he does have Jax Taylor vibes, but he is like more refined and like well-spoken.
What does he do for a living?
I think he does real estate. I'm just assuming because like everyone does that. You know, he hides it better than Jax.
Yeah. Like, which is scary.
Yeah.
Makes him scarier.
Last season, they were like separated the whole season. Will they, won't they? Even though it very much seemed like they wouldn't stay together. And now they're divorcing. They both have new partners. And I just wish that, like, why can't you just be peaceful? Like, that person was at one point your family. Like, can't you just, like, have love for them and want the best?
So while I hate him, I don't champion her. Like, she's a tough one to get behind. Like, she's
like, very closed off. We don't know her that well, even though she's a main cast member. She doesn't, she shares, like, she'll answer questions, but, like, we just don't know her personality that well. Maybe she doesn't, maybe she's, like, a quiet person, but I just couldn't say that, like, I know what's on her heart. I couldn't say that I do. I feel like I know what's on, like, Nia's heart.
Brittany's heart. I love Brittany. I feel so bad for her. I wonder, they keep referring to, like, when he found the text on the iPad and the fact that her and Cruz moved into an Airbnb because Jax wouldn't get his fat ass up out of the house, like, just really proves what she's up against, you know? And they're working on things, maybe getting back together, and he goes through and finds the text message. And there's obviously some sort of altercation. They don't say what it is.
He, like, flips the table and her knee is black.
Right.
Those are the details.
But they're talking about it very vaguely. Like, but in big terms, like Tom Schwartz being like, man, like, you can't. That gave me such a pit.
Yeah.
And one of my toxic Bravo traits is, like, I've always been like a Jax apologist. Like, I see the good in Jax. it's dwindling, the goodness. And this is really indefensible. It just made me really sad for her. Like, and she's so positive and like funny and Southern and sweet, but like she deals with a lot.
Yeah. And she's been dealing with a lot, like what she's been living with. And now we know that he is a drug addict and an alcoholic.
Right.
And
narcissist.
Those things. It wasn't just like when they would go out to the Mondrian, like it's every day and it's every night.
Right.
And like then his behavioral issues are heightened and it's just a nightmare. And I agree, like because we've always had pleasant experiences with Jax, like I've always felt
in a
like
personal
the
way.
need to just say like, you know, kinder
He's really
things about
nice
him.
to us.
But we literally spent a total of like 2 hours with him. Like anyone can pretend to be anything in that time. And, like,
1,000%.
The fact that he can't like stop being an awful person for the sake of his son, when he knows he's like, I'm going to raise like a child.
This is who my kid is going to turn into.
And he knows all these things and he physically can't stop being the worst.
Yep.
At 45 years old.
Unacceptable.
So yeah, there's nothing else for him to do other than go to rehab. And like now we know present day, he's like 90, 100 days sober. I hope that it sticks, but I don't know if a person at his age can change. It's
such a good point.
I really don't know. Maybe without like drugs and alcohol, you do change, but it's mental too. Like
at some point you are who you are.
Yeah. He is just like that intense of a person.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying the show. Like
it's good. It really is like Vanderpump Rules grown up.
Yes. And I'm actually really excited to see Sheena and Tom Schwartz and how they fit in. Like Lala. I think they'll fit in nicely.
Of the previews, but like Sheena was at the premiere. They're acting like they're on the show. So
maybe it'll be like a slow blending, which is good too.
Give us Lala, okay? It's been long enough without her. And of course, I love Sheena. I'm excited for her and Brock and Summer Moon and the gang.
Yeah, they're perfect for this gang.
Yeah, no, they are. And like even the way it's filmed, like they go to restaurants and they talk the crap and then they go and have the dinner. And it's like the same template, but it really works. And I think like seeing them with like young kids and just some of the things that are actually relatable that they like the Danny and Nia, their son not having a room so they live in an apartment, and last season they were like looking at houses and he keeps talking about Santa Clarita. Like, no, plus they're on the show called The Valley now, like Move to the Valley.
But I also really like, that's why it reminds me of Vanderpump Rules, that they all like live in small apartments. Like none of them are super wealthy, you know?
No, but they all live in like homes in the Valley except for Danny and Nia. Well, I guess Kristen.
I thought they all lived, Kristen lives in an apartment.
Kristen lives in an apartment, but like Jax and Brittany are in a house. Michelle and Jason have their house. It's Janet and Jason.
No, Michelle and Jason now both live in condos.
No, Jason is in their house still.
He is?
Yeah, remember he talked to Kristen outside?
It's so embarrassing. Like the fact that a man would make the mother and the kid move out. Now, 2 men on the same show.
Yeah.
It is top tier, most disgraceful behavior I've ever seen in my life.
The home is the woman's domain.
Of course it is. Get the fuck out, bitch.
Yeah. But I think she's just so ready to be rid of him. She's got like her new man.
Right.
She's probably like living with him, like goodbye.
Yeah.
Janet and Mr. Janet live in because like, oh, by the way, Michelle's husband is, I do this every time I talk about the Valley. Michelle's husband is Jesse. We keep calling him Jason.
That's what I said. I didn't.
And Janet's husband is Jason. And then we have Jax.
Like, I don't think I need to learn Janet's husband's name.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Except it's like, it seems like this season, like Kristen is slinging allegations against him.
Okay, maybe then I'll learn his name.
That he goes out and takes his ring off. I seriously don't believe that for 1 second.
Yikes.
I don't believe that. And then also like
better.
The drama, like Danny and Nia are as perfect as they seem, and like so happy and so cute and so attractive.
So attractive,
right? And he's from Hannah Montana. He's like iCarly.
Oh yeah. He's got that face,
and he's like a voice actor. He's a working actor.
Good for him.
And she's a former pageant girly. Oh, and when she was talking about like her body and how she wants to like have all her kids and have her body back, like she's
relatable.
just like so. Even last season, she was like breastfeeding and crying all the time. Like,
yeah, I think that's also why I like the show, is that there aren't a lot of shows that are reflective of this particular life stage where like you have young kids, you're still growing your family, but you still like want to have fun and go out and be with your friends. And so I feel like it's actually reflective of an era that I'm entering, and I actually really like it.
No, it's nice. Like Janet's maybe doing tummy time. Like, it is.
Yep.
There aren't shows like it, and I expected I would like the show because of that, because it's like capturing this time in your life that I'm currently in. And that is one of my favorite parts about it. Now, all the like going out and stuff, I can't relate.
You can't relate,
but a lot of the conversations and like how the women are and how they feel, and I find it really nice to watch. So there's heart there.
There is heart there. And I'm looking forward to this ride. And that will be our new Thursday recap because Beverly Hills is over.
Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday? Oh my God,
sorry.
seriously, somebody kill me.
Sorry, this episode was a whole day.
Yeah, it's Nalafi for you.
Nalaf.
Nalaf, thank you so much for listening to the Toast of Millennium Morning Show. We deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts anywhere podcasts can be found, so Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. Wherever you listen to podcasts, find us, The Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, of course.
I have you on alert.
About how wickedly talented we are. No, I was just checking like my phone to see if anybody like texts me about like major,
Are you waiting on something? Are you expecting
No,
some
no,
news?
but like sometimes I haven't been on my phone. We're almost at an hour and a half. Like news could have broke or like something to share on the show. I just wanted to make sure. Like,
But don't you have your people notifications on? So they'll let you know?
I turned it off weeks ago. It was too much for my pregnancy brain.
No, I'm not seeing anything breaking at the moment.
Love ya.
Love ya. Bye.